Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2022 Mercedes AMG GLE 53 Coupe. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington for giving me some time with this GLE. Check out their inventory in the description down below. And on a side note, the thing that I love about this store is they are a one price store. They don't give you a hard time like other Mercedes stores. They make everything super streamlined, super simple, and it's very hard to talk because it's freezing outside today. But anyways, they're the Mercedes store to go to if you're going to be purchasing a new Mercedes, or they have a bunch of pre-owned ones as well. And then on a side note, if you want to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the review. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter inline 6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 429 horsepower and then 384 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go with the front end of the GLE 53 Coupe. So first off, you guys can see here with the body lines on either side, definitely a cool aesthetic. Gives the hood a more muscular appearance. And then coming down below, I love the daytime running lights here with the LED headlamps, super bright. Notice we have our subtle AMG logo there in the grille off to the side. Camera there below the gigantic Mercedes logo. And I love how you have the chrome finish here on all of the grille slats. I think that looks great. Parking sensors here at the bottom, and then you can see the silver finish all across. And when you put it all together, definitely a cool aesthetic. Coming around the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front, and then 3 25mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the back. Now popping here to the front, again, you guys can see here with the silver finish on the wheels, and then you've got the dark metallic gray there in the center. We have our AMG brake caliper, and the rotor itself, you can see pretty large. Here's a quick look at the suspension, and then notice here with the fender flare, we have our Turbo 4MATIC badge, and then you can see here with the side step, and notice the tine wheel setup there on the rear. In terms of the design, looks the same even though the tire is a lot wider. And this is where you can see the coupe design, and sorry, it's kind of like hailing a little bit. But anyways, it looks great. Here's our key fob. We have our lock, unlock, and then the opening here for the hatch. You notice AMG logo on the fob, and the hatch will pop right open. So first off, you notice here with the metallic plaques, and I feel bad, I'm getting hail inside. So we're gonna do this quick. We got the cargo cover here in the rear. We have this control for the air suspension to raise or lower the back end to help out with that. And then you can see here more storage space underneath. And storage space overall is great. And well, we're gonna lower that now so that we stop getting stuff in the interior of this AMG faster. Okay, there we go. Now let's finish things up here with the rest of the rear. So you guys can see here with the design on the taillights, definitely a cool aesthetic. You've got the AMG badge, the GLE 53 badge, again another Mercedes logo, and this is actually where the camera will pop out of if you guys are wondering, because you can see there's no camera anywhere else. Parking sensors though on the rear, and then notice here with the exhaust tips, and then the diffuser with the receiver hitch there in the center portion, and also low profile spoiler, but there's the rear. Okay, so I'm trying to get creative here so that I minimize the amount of stuff going here into the car. Anyways, you can see here with the leather trim on the door panel, we're actually gonna just close it up to kind of go over this. So hopefully the camera will capture it with enough lighting. Anyways, red stitching, you can see beautiful speaker here for the Burmester sound system, and then look at the door handle and also the window control with the material use. And then the red leather down below definitely pops out right here in the low lighting, looks fantastic. And overall, I think they did a really good job from a door panel perspective. Notice here we've got the vents in the center portion, and you guys can see down below. Now here's what the seats look like in the rear. So you can see with the leather, and then notice with the Alcantara, and then the perforations in the center, and then notice again more of those inserts. Again, looks fantastic from an aesthetic perspective. And also, if you guys are wondering, legroom and stuff. There's legroom. There's headroom, definitely solid. And, well, let's head to the front. So same thing here with the front door panel. You guys can see again with the leather here at the top, and then notice here with the stitching finished in red. We've got all of our seat adjustments here on the side of the door panel. Notice we have our heated and cooled seat function, and I can adjust the passenger seat speaker for the Burmester sound system. And then we've got the window controls here with the mirror adjustments, and also here's a quick look at the mirrors. themselves. And then notice the red leather down below, again with the stitching there on that portion. And then you can see here with the light control, parking brake control as well. And then look at the pedals just down below. Definitely a cool aesthetic. And then here's what the seats look like. So you can see again with the red stitching here on the headrest. Notice we got the AMG logo, and again, more of that perforated leather here with the Alcantara, and then the inserts. And I'll move the window sticker here out of the way so you can see the bottom portion of the seat. And then the passenger does have a bunch of adjustments and memory seats as well for the passenger side. You usually don't see that for the passenger compartment, which I think that's pretty cool. Now here is the steering wheel. You've got really nice leather here at the top and at the bottom, and then notice AMG logo. We've got some Alcantara here on the sides, so you can get a little bit of a better grip. I think that's another cool thing. And then notice the paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel. Definitely nice from a material standpoint. And then you got the controls here for the infotainment system on this side of the steering wheel with the volume and voice command controls. And then over here you've got your cruise control. This does come with adaptive cruise control, which is definitely a nice feature. Turn signal / windshield wiper stock. And then we of course have our column shifter, normal Mercedes-Benz fashion, which definitely feels nice with the actuation. And well, there you go. Now, sorry about the glare, but here is the center infotainment system. Notice we can scroll through a couple menus. Again, this is the left side of the steering wheel that I'm using a little black pad on that to scroll through these different menus here. And I love with the RPMs, kind of like the little animation on that. I think that looks really cool from an aesthetic perspective. But yeah, overall easy to use with this whole setup. And notice we can scroll through a bunch of different menus. So for example, we can go to AMG Performance, right? Notice it'll show power and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. We do have some different drive modes that'll pop up here as well. So it's like right here in the far corner is where the drive mode will pop up. I'll show you guys on the center infotainment system because it's a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty much the gauge cluster. It's very customizable. It looks great. And there you go. Now here's the center infotainment system. Notice it's the same screen as the gauge cluster, and if we actually pop the car into reverse, notice we got the bird's eye view with the backup camera, and we do have trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, which is a big plus. And then if we press it again, notice it'll go right back to the infotainment system, and then you can see response time as I'm going through is very quick. Let's go to comfort and see what we have here. Look at this, massaging seats in an AMG, pretty cool. And then notice here with the different ambient light colors that you can go through, so you can press the color menu, and notice there's a lot to choose from with that. And then you got your AMG performance page that you can pop into, and that's a good segue into the drive modes. So notice here, we've got our slippery, trail, sand, and it actually opens up the valves. Notice it goes into powerful with the exhaust when you're in the sand mode, which is pretty interesting. And then comfort, and then sport. Notice it says balance sport plus, though, puts the valves in the open function. I love the graphics too when you change the different drive modes. But to sum things up with the infotainment system, response time's great. It's easy to use, and also there's a keypad you can control it with. So if you don't want to use a touchscreen, you can use the keypad. Notice here with the red stitching all over with the dash, and then I love this trim piece, and then vents here in the center. We've got our climate controls here for the dual zone climate system. Dual zone, said that funny. Anyways, notice this little cover here for this whole cup holder / storage space section / USB, all that kind of stuff. We have our wrist rest here to control the keypad, well, to rest your wrist so you can control the keypad. Drive mode select, volume control over here, and then notice for navigation, radio, telephone, and then notice here you press this button, and here's what it pulls up with the camera system. So notice I can go with the different camera views, and you can actually hear the backup camera open out of its little place. Then you got the vehicle one that you can press, and it's quick access to different vehicle assistance features. And then notice here with the suspension to raise and lower it, and then to adjust it, and then the exhaust to adjust that stability control, and then this is going to the manual shift function. And yeah, that's the whole center stack. Notice we got the grab handles too, which is kind of interesting. And then again with the leather right there, and it has ambient lighting around it. That's another cool feature. But yeah, looks great. Now here is the center console. So first off, you can see the storage space right there. It's great. And then notice the stitching connects right there. And then opening up the glove box, you can see nicely lined with felt. And then look at all the stitching, how that connects in a line too. Really nice attention to detail all throughout the interior. And then finishing things up top here, we do have a sunroof here at the top. Got the controls for the sunroof as well, and all black headliner. Now here's a window sticker for this GLE 53. So first off, here's the standard equipment, and you guys can see the different categories they have. So here's the base price, right? $78,450. That's before any options are added. And just like most Mercedes models, options are plentiful. It's the cool thing about Mercedes is it's very customizable. But main option of expense with this one is those wheels, $2,800. The one thing that I will say is the steering wheel, $500. I feel like that's a steal, because most aftermarket companies, to get like a steering wheel this nice, they charge way more than that. But anyways, total MSRP, $94,665. Also, I said Mercedes, so then the Hey Mercedes thing came up, and whoop, oh, yep, there we go again. Sorry, no, I don't need, ah! Now let's get some things up for our video on this 2022 Mercedes AMG GLE 53 Coupe. I think I got the name right. I think so. Maybe? Maybe not. Anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Farmington for giving me some time with this GLE 53. Again, check out their inventory in the description down below and let me know what you guys think about this GLE 53 Coupe. And I will have a comparison coming in the near future where I compare this to the regular SUV version of the GLE. So yeah, it should be a pretty good comparison. See you guys.